if you have struggled with shoulder tightness issues, impingement issues, pain at the top of your range of motion when it comes to shoulders, and or just that you don't feel like it's quite as strong as you need it to be, you're in the right place. We're going to go over two main types of exercises that you can have so many variations off of to help you gain some stability for your shoulders and help them feel better as a whole. Now, when it comes to shoulders as a rule, we have a lot more range of motion than we do stability. And so one of the things that we need with shoulders, as while you're here, is we need shoulder stability. We have 17 different muscles that cross over the shoulder complex area. So that includes shoulder blade, rotator cuff, front of the chest, and down areas of our shoulder complex. The shoulder blade is included in this because it's such an integral part to how our shoulder functions. To raise our arm, our shoulder blade has to come and swing out and upward. And so if we don't include this, if I hold that here, that's about the range of motion of my shoulder just at the shoulder joint. Well, we need both of them to work and function as we are doing different shoulder stability exercises. That kicks us off into the first exercise that's important for it. The first exercise is an external rotation. And if you've ever had PT for your shoulder before, you'd be like, Liz, I know you're a physical therapist, but really you went to like the basic PT exercise for your shoulder? Yes and no. So with this external rotation, you're going to be using a band or a weight if you want to bend over forward. But the key is that you're doing this at different ranges of motion. And so you're going to do them at 90 degrees where you're pulling against the band. You're going to do them lower where you're pulling it against the band, and down all the way where you're pulling against the band. And you'll target different muscle groups as you go through these different motions with it. And you'll honestly find it extremely tiring whenever you're up here in kind of this 90-90 position to be doing pulls. This is a great exercise if you're having trouble with some of your overhead presses, your push press, or any of those overhead moves that you're like, you just don't feel quite as confident, and or you're not using the right muscles to help you. This is when you have to step back a bit, strengthen your accessory muscles, the ones that are supposed to be helping and doing a lot of the main movements too of it, to help you with actually getting your mechanics right. Because a lot of times whenever you're doing overhead presses, again, our shoulder blade muscles have to do a whole lot more of the load up here than they do here. Just strictly because, as I mentioned, your shoulder blade has to swing and move. And so that means it has to work harder to swing and move and get you in the right position to have stability. Hence, doing it not only down here low, but doing it up here at 90 degrees to help you with your overhead presses, your overhead moves, and even some of your snatches. The second exercise in this grouping is honestly one of my favorite exercises to push people into doing. It's a side plank. People are already groaning. I hear you right now through the camera in this room by myself. I hear the groans. Now, with side planks, you get so many good benefits of this. One, you're in a weight-bearing loaded position here instead of a open chain position that you're doing a lot of your other exercises in. It's good and bad. You want to make sure you have both of them. For your side plank, you also are loading one side versus having both hands down on the ground, where you can offload into one side and the other side. Same thing, the reason why I like people to do single leg stuff versus double leg stuff a lot of the times, even though your weight drops down some. Yes, you can do double leg stuff too. Yes, you can do double arm stuff too, but I like for you to kind of section them off. Also, doing side planks, you can position yourself where you get that stability in your shoulder. You feel that shoulder blade coming down and controlling yourself and having that activation patterning through your shoulder blade. This also allows you to use your lat, use your core, use your trunk to give you that stability that your shoulders need. Our shoulders don't act alone. They act together with other parts of your body. It is not just a dependent, completely separate movement patterning of our body. We have to have support for it through our trunk. And that's one thing that the side plank does, especially some of the side plank variations. One of the side plank variations that I love is just a knee to chest. It's where you're just bringing your knee up to your chest and back down, up to your chest and back down. You can do this where your knee is on the ground instead of your foot on the ground if you need a little bit of load off. And that makes you a little wiggly as you move, which means that your shoulder has to control and stabilize for that ball in the small socket that it has. A lot of those rotator cuff muscles have to work and control and give you stability there, help to give you control. You're also, again, working on keeping that shoulder blade down, keeping that ear away from the chest, and that control there. Also, as you're doing your side planks, make sure that you're in a nice line for your position for your bottom part. We don't want your hips way far up, trying to really overarch and overactivate that bottommost part of your body. We want you nice and in line. So you're using your hips as well. It's a great full body exercise that's focused in on your shoulders and your core. I love it. Another exercise kind of variation that I love with this is just a tap back and forth of your top leg, and that makes you have to control. And finally, one of the other ones is a reach through, where you're actually holding and reaching through your body, coming up and reaching through and coming up to give even a little bit more stability and control that your shoulder has to do. I hope that you enjoy these exercises. I hope you do them. If you are looking for a program to follow that incorporates these types of exercises for your mountain biking and or for your outdoor activities, check out the Ride Life membership below. You'll see a link. It's $25 a month. You'll get access to predominant most of my programs, and it's been having great feedback. It's phenomenal as far as getting you into shape for mountain biking and helping you so much getting stronger. I hope that you enjoyed this. Comment below if you did. Hit a like and hit subscribe if you want more information like this. Cheers, y'all.